Have you ever looked in the mirror and thought, I don't look like I used to? Or scrolled through social media and whispered to yourself, I'll never keep up with that energy again. If you felt this way, please know, you are not alone. Many of us in our 50s, 60s, and beyond have moments of longing for the strength, appearance, or stamina of younger years. It's human. But what most people don't realize is that comparing yourself to younger people isn't harmless. It's quietly damaging your health, your outlook, and even your relationships. Today, I want to walk with you through 7 reasons why comparison to younger people hurts more than it helps. And more importantly, I want to remind you of the power you still hold, the kind of power younger people don't yet have. So let's begin. Point 1. Comparison creates unnecessary stress. When you compare yourself to someone younger, your body often responds with stress, even if you don't notice it right away. Your brain interprets comparison as competition. Hormones like cortisol rise, your heart rate increases, and over time, this stress response takes a toll, contributing to high blood pressure, sleep problems, weakened immunity, and even weight gain around the middle. Take Susan, a 62-year-old who loved her garden. She had strong hands, a patient touch, and hours of joy planting flowers. But one day, she saw her 35-year-old neighbor on Instagram running marathons and posting toned photos at the gym. Suddenly, Susan began thinking, I should be fitter. I'm falling behind. That invisible stress crept into her daily life. She felt tense when she gardened, her sleep grew restless, and the thing that once brought her peace, digging in the soil, became clouded by silent pressure. This is what comparison does. It doesn't just sit in your thoughts. It settles into your body. And your body deserves peace, not punishment. Point 2. It damages your self-worth. Comparison doesn't just create stress. It slowly eats away at your sense of worth. Mark, 58, loved hiking. He wasn't fast, but he loved the quiet trails and the smell of pine trees. His son-in-law, only 32, could scale steep mountains with ease. Mark started to notice how out of breath he felt next to him, and a quiet shame began to build. Instead of celebrating his ability to hike at all, something many people his age cannot, Mark told himself he was too slow and in the way, so he withdrew. He stopped joining family hikes, worried that he would hold everyone back. The real loss wasn't his stamina, it was his confidence. Comparison turned a source of joy into a source of embarrassment. And that's the cruel truth. Comparison rarely motivates at this stage of life. It discourages. It isolates. Your worth has nothing to do with how quickly you move or how toned you are. It is written in the decades of wisdom, love, and resilience you've carried. Younger people can't compete with that. Point 3. Comparison blinds you to your progress. One of the most harmful things about comparison is that it erases your victories. Carol, 61, decided to take her health seriously. She gave up soda, walked every morning, and lost 20 pounds over the course of a year. She felt stronger, more energized, and proud of herself. But then, at her granddaughter's wedding, she saw slim, youthful women in their 20s wearing elegant dresses. In that moment, her joy vanished. She thought, I'll never look like that again. What's the point? Comparison made her forget her own journey. It erased her months of hard work. This is why comparison is so dangerous. It steals the joy of your progress by holding you up against an impossible standard. Remember, you're not supposed to look 25 at 60. You're supposed to look and feel the best you can at 60. That is success. Point 4. Comparison can push you toward unhealthy choices. Sometimes, in trying to catch up to younger people, we push our bodies in ways that backfire. David, 65, hadn't jogged in years. But when his younger co-workers signed up for a half marathon, he thought, I don't want to be left behind. So he trained too hard, too fast. Within weeks, his knees swelled. He tore ligaments and spent months in physical therapy. Instead of proving himself, he ended up losing even the gentle walks he once loved. Our bodies after 50 need care, not punishment. Healthy habits should come from listening, not competing. Comparison often tricks us into overreaching, and in doing so, we risk the very health we're trying to protect. Point 5. Comparison steals joy from the present. The truth is, every stage of life has its own beauty, but comparison pulls you away from the present and makes you long for what's gone. Helen, 67, loved evenings with her grandchildren. She'd sit on the couch, reading stories, feeling their small hands clutch hers. Yet often her mind whispered, "I wish I still had the energy of my 30s. Instead of being fully present, she mourned what she no longer had. But here's what she forgot. Those little hands, that laughter, that closeness, those were joys unique to her age. The 30-year-old version of Helen didn't have those moments. Comparison blinds us to the gifts of today, and those gifts are fleeting. If we don't notice them now, we may regret it later. Point 6. It dismisses the value of experience. When you compare yourself to younger people, you focus only on energy, appearance, or speed, but you forget what they don't yet have: experience, resilience, and perspective. James, a 70-year-old retired teacher, felt invisible at a party filled with younger professionals. He thought, "They have their whole lives ahead of them. I'm past my prime." But when his daughter reminded him of the hundreds of students he had guided through life, James realized something profound. His value wasn't behind him. It was carried in every student who had ever said, "Thank you." Younger people may have strength, but they don't yet have the wisdom to endure loss, rebuild after setbacks, or nurture relationships through decades. That is your wealth. That is your power. Point 7. Comparison is a game you can never win. Here's the hardest truth. Time moves forward. None of us can outcompete it. If you measure your worth by how well you keep up with youth, you set yourself up to lose every time. Because no matter how hard you try, someone younger, faster, or stronger will always exist. But aging is not a loss. It is a privilege denied to many. The goal is not to outdo the young. It is to honor the stage of life you're in now with grace, gratitude, and presence. The real win is living fully, not comparing endlessly. So let me ask you, have you caught yourself comparing your body, your energy, or your accomplishments to younger people? Did it leave you feeling uplifted, or did it quietly steal your joy? I encourage you to reflect on this, and if you're willing, share your story in the comments below. Someone else may read your words and find the encouragement they need. If this message spoke to you, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with a friend who may also struggle with comparison. Together, we can remind each other. Our value doesn't diminish with age. It deepens. Thank you for spending this time with me. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.